On this Super Tuesday, polling stations all across California have just opened.
Mario Ramirez joins us now with more on why there will likely not be an outright winner today in the races for LA County DA and California U.S. Senate. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, LA County officials are reporting relatively low voter turnout so far, about 11%, and today is the last day to vote in the state's primary election. If you're one of LA County's 5.6 million registered voters, you've likely received some informational pamphlets and a mail-in ballot. Well, the polls here at SoFi Stadium have officially opened, and we talked to the first person waiting in line just near the lake here at SoFi Stadium. He says he forgot his mail-in ballot, so he came early to vote in person, and he is ready to do so. One of the top races that voters will be weighing in on today in an effort to unseat incumbent LA County District Attorney George Gascon. He's been facing criticism in his approach since he took office in December of 2020, and of his 11 challengers, 4 are members of his own office. All candidates say they can offer a more moderate approach to criminal justice reform than his progressive platform, and most are vowing to roll back or reverse his policies, including increasing sentencing enhancements and reinstating the death penalty. Now, the top 2 vote getters after today's primary will move on to the ballot in November. Here's more from the top 2 candidates. You know what?
Make sure that one-time first baseman who is now playing in deep, far right field, never gets anywhere near the U.S. Senate. Are you ready to win this thing?
We've gone from 0 to 27 to 29%, and ahead of them, by the way, in less than 5 months.
Now, those were actually the top 2 candidates to fill the U.S. Senate seat previously held by the late Dianne Feinstein. And a UC Berkeley poll shows Schiff beating Garvey in a potential November matchup by 15 points, but tied in a one-on-one with Democratic Congresswoman Katie Porter. There are more than 24 candidates on the ballot, but the races come down to Representatives Adam Schiff, Katie Porter, and Barbara Lee, and Republican Steve Garvey, former Dodgers All-Star first baseman. The most recent poll, again, showing Schiff and Garvey almost neck and neck. Coming back out here live, you can see the polling machines here at SoFi Stadium are ready to go. Polls officially opened at 7 a.m. and they close at 8 o'clock tonight. So we'll be talking to some of the voters. Of course, we just mentioned the first waiting here to cast their vote. For now, live here in Inglewood at SoFi Stadium. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you very much. Well, to help you get to the polls today, LA Metro will be offering free rides. The free rides include all Metro buses, train, bike share, and micro ride shares. The polls will close at 8 p.m., but the free rides will continue until midnight. Also, to help make voting easier, ballot drop-off boxes have been set up at 9 different Metro stations.
And now to the race for president. 16 states are in play as polls are now open.
Let's get over to Doug Luzader live in Washington for us. Hey, Doug, good morning to you.
Good morning. And just to put this into perspective, from the Republican point of view here on Super Tuesday, up to this point, there have been a little over 300 delegates apportioned in the Republican race for the nomination. Today, there are 865 at stake. That's how important Super Tuesday is. From snow-covered Northern California to gymnasiums in Maine, Super Tuesday is here.
I did vote for what's his name again?
Some races may be hard to keep track of, but at the top of the ballot, there is little confusion. President Biden and former President Trump are expected to go a long way towards sealing their nominations.
Change never happens on its own.
The First Lady has been on the campaign trail as the president spends time at Camp David working on Thursday's State of the Union address. And his likely November opponent, former President Trump, got some good news yesterday.
I want to start by thanking the Supreme Court for its unanimous decision today.
The Supreme Court unanimously ruled that states like Colorado cannot throw Trump off the ballot for his actions following the 2020 election, just in time for the biggest single day of voting on the 2024 primary calendar. Biden's biggest concerns may be discomfort over his age and uncommitted voters, Democrats who are lodging complaints over his handling of the war between Israel and Hamas. For Trump, ongoing legal battles may take a toll, and he still has one prominent challenger, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, who's coming off her first primary win in Washington, D.C. over the weekend.
I just have one more fellow
catch up to.
Okay, now former President Trump, meantime, this morning said that he's kind of changing his focus to the general election and preparing to run against President Biden. But he hasn't secured the nomination yet. And again, there are not enough at play for that to happen today, but it could happen shortly after Super Tuesday, around the middle of the month. Jen and Mel.
All right. Thank you, Doug.
And be sure to stay with Good Day LA for continuing coverage of Super Tuesday.